This special meeting of the Nashoba Regional School Committee. And so at this time, I would ask that those who choose, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance
to the flag of the
of
United
the United
States of
States of
America
America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
a
nation,
nation
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and
liberty,
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
Thank you so much. Okay, at this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. Please note, committee will return to open meeting at the conclusion of the executive session. Elaine, would you read the motion, please?
Yep. I move to go into executive session at 6:01 PM pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, Superintendent of Schools. Executive session to include Superintendent Clenchey and Assistant Superintendent Dr. McGuire. Committee will return to open session after executive session.
Thank you. I will call the roll in favor of going into executive session. Me, yes. Amy?
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You need a second.
Mary seconded. Thank
Second.
you.
Yeah.
Elaine made the motion. Mary seconded. Thanks, Mary. Amy?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Thank you. Rich?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Sharon?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
And Leah?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we will excuse Alita and Nikki. Speak with the superintendent about her exercising a section of her contract pursuant to resignation. Section 9 of the superintendent's employment contract reads, there shall be no penalty for release or resignation by the superintendent from this contract, provided no resignation shall become effective until the close of any school year in which this contract is in effect, or upon 180 days notification from the superintendent, unless the committee fixes a lesser period of time at which the resignation or release is to take effect. So at this point, I would ask the superintendent to share with her letter of resignation.
Great, thank you, Chairperson Podium. It's with a strong sense of accomplishment of the work that my team and I have done in collaboration with the school committee that I submit my resignation as superintendent of the Nashoba Regional School District, effective at the end of the 2020-21 school year. I began in this role 5 years ago when things in the district were somewhat unsettled and many issues loomed over its future. In that time, with the support of the school committee, my team and I have been able to create tremendous stability, even as the COVID-19 pandemic over the last 11 months has threatened the health and economic security of residents across the district's 3 communities. We will get through this pandemic with the knowledge that our students have received the benefit of a comprehensive education, even while learning has been remote for some of these students. It has taught us that we can leverage technology to deliver education that is comparable to in-person learning. Here are some of the accomplishments of the last 5 years of which I am the proudest. The implementation of the free full-day kindergarten across the district. This was a long-sought priority for parents, and it required the alignment of major financial and logistical resources, and I'm so glad that it could happen during my tenure. Major investments in professional development. We created district improvement plans to further professionalize and formalize our educator professional development program. We have brought in highly acclaimed national and international speakers, and this ensures that our teachers have access to the latest tools and techniques to educate our students. Improved fiscal performance. The state of budgeting, auditing, financial controls, and information technology infrastructure needed improvement when I arrived in the district. And through the concerted efforts of my team, we created new procedures, new protocols for financial reporting in every department. The budgeting process was reformed and major new investments were made in IT infrastructure and other core systems. Buildings for the next generation. We have made great progress in updating facilities, including improving maintenance and establishing facility plans. A new or dramatically upgraded Nashoba Regional High School will be the capstone of these efforts. Our application, as everyone knows, is moving through the Massachusetts School Building Authority funding process. There's never an easy time to leave a job. The time, however, feels right to explore the next chapter of my professional career. I believe I'm leaving the district in a strong and healthy position, which should be the goal of any superintendent. I am so grateful to the outstanding employees across our district, including our principals and assistant principals, teachers, librarians, aides, administrative staff, custodians, and so many others. It takes a village, as the saying goes, and what a wonderful village we have in NRSD. I wanted to be sure that the school committee had as much time as possible to make plans for the next school year. I thank you and your colleagues for the support that you have provided me over the last 5 years. And it's clear that the district students always come first in your minds and in your actions. Sincerely. I just want to say one last time, the fact that I think that Nashoba Regional School District is one of the most amazing, incredible school districts in the state. And it has been an absolute privilege for me to lead and be a member of our administrative team. It has been such an incredible journey. And as I said to the school committee inside of executive session, through it all, including our time of COVID, every morning I woke up and I couldn't wait to get to work because I love what I do. And so I thank you to the school committee, to the committee who hired me for the opportunity to lead. It has just been a true pleasure and a true privilege, and I thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. Before we do our vote in public, I just want to say a few words on behalf of the committee. This was not something that we had planned for or anticipated. And there's just so many things that we could say. But when we look back at the 5 years you've been here, what the situation we were in 2016 and where we are today, it is just so evident of the effectiveness of your leadership, your ability to hire the right people for the various leadership positions, and those leaders in turn being able to select the best folks to work as teachers, as support staff. That's where everything starts. The infrastructure that has been created around the budget and facilities is just outstanding. As you said, I think that it's a good landing strip for whoever comes in after you, because we are not in a fiscal crisis or a crisis in personnel. COVID, you didn't have anything to do with that, Brooke. So we're going to not mention that. But somebody mentioned the last year and a half, the things that this district has been through. It's just been a colossal and enormous amount of work. And you've always maintained your energy and your positivity and your belief in working with folks as a team. And that certainly has trickled down to each department and to each building. The strength of the team that you have created. So thank you so much for all you've done. And the next few months, I know that you will continue just as you have. And also, if I may, as the chair of the school committee, say how wonderful it's been to work with you. I've worked for 10 superintendents over the course of a 34-year career. That's a lot. If you do the math. And I have to say, Brooke, you have been the best one to work with. Not that we always agree or see eye to eye, but to quote a favorite principle of mine, you can disagree without being disagreeable. But in the end, we're all grounded by the fact that we show up every day and do what we do in the best interest of the children of these 3 towns. So thank you.
Thank you.
Elaine, would you read the motion, please?
Yes. I move to accept the superintendent's letter of resignation dated February 3rd, 2020, pursuant to Section 9 of the superintendent's employment contract to take effect July 23rd, 2021. Section 9, resignation. There shall be no penalty for release or resignation by the superintendent from this contract, provided no resignation shall become effective until the close of any school year in which this contract is in effect, or upon 180 days notification from the superintendent, unless the committee fixes a lesser period of time at which the resignation or release is to take effect.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Mary McCarthy has, Dr. McCarthy has seconded. I'm going to call the roll for the vote. Leah,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Joseph,
Yes, with regret.
Rich,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
and me. Yes. Okay, thank you. If there are no objections, I will move to the next item on the agenda, which is items for the next and future meetings. For our February 10th meeting, I'm going to add under new business superintendent search. So the next item would be to adjourn. If there's nothing else for the good of the order this evening, I will entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:51 PM.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Brett seconds. Okay. Whoops. Me, yes. Amy,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Joseph,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
and Leah.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. I'll see
Thank
you next Wednesday.